nature chose
There's
it.
a guy near me. He's a
So
barber.
you just stroked it. You just stroked it then.
Quite because I'm nervous and
Sure you are.
panicky. But he's a Turkish barber, so he does. You get a kind of full works.
You get the proper
Yeah.
pampering
Nice.
treatment.
It makes me feel kind of nice.
Put beard oil on it.
I don't oil it at
No.
all. I get lots of people coming into my DM saying, "Hey, bro, we make beard oil. Do you want some?" And I'm always like, "No, get lost."
Bit of a nuisance.
Use olive oil. That's
Now,
what my
why,
dad used to use.
why not? Because it's not manly enough for you. 'Cause
No,
you
I
are
do.
manly.
I want to use human blood on my beard. No, but like he did a thing, and I'd never had it done before. But like he puts cotton buds into wax, and then puts it up your nostrils.
Oh, is he trained? Are you sure he's
Yeah, he
the real
seems
deal?
trained, yeah, but then he leaves it for like 10 minutes, and he does everything else. He does that thing where he flames your ears up,
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
which I didn't think I had that much hair that it would need.
I don't.
But
Like,
it really crackled.
I don't like that. That hurts me.
But then after he finished it, he kind of said, "All right, you ready?" And he waggled it and pulled the.
Oh,
Oh my god! It was horrendous. It looked like it was like a.
So you're never going back.
No, I would
That's
go
why
back
you're growing the beard. You're
every
like,
week. It was
listen.
great.
Are you a manicure man?
Not really. I have had them before.
Right.
Years and years and years ago. My partner at the time said we were going on holiday, and she said, "I've got you a treat. I've got you a special treat." And I said, "Oh, thank you so much." She said, "You can go and have your back waxed." Professionally, we were
treat
going
for
to
you.
South Africa, and I was like, "Oh, brilliant!" I just didn't know what it entailed.
Thanks, honey.
Oh my god, it was awful. I got a few tattoos, and that was worse than any tattoo because it also lasted a long time. It
Yeah, I couldn't.
was like an hour and a half of just this poor lady just tearing strips off
it
me.
gets better the more you have it done, because the hair weakens a bit.
You
so-
got a hairy back?
Well, no,
I never knew this.
waxing in general, you know.
I don't like being hairy, and thank God I've got no hair on my back at all. But you know,
Well done.
I just thanks.
It's a blessing.
But no, I hate it. This weekend we're at my friend's birthday weekend, and we're all away, and I got booked in for a couple of treatments, much to the disgust of one of my northern friends. He was appalled I was having a facial Saturday. Just
Where
before
were
the
you,
football.
Babington? Sounds like some place somewhere the weekend you get facial. Yeah,
It was Farmhouse, if you want to know.
yeah, lovely.
I saw one of your partners in crime there, actually. Anyway, but let's not talk about that. So, let's talk about you.
Okay.
I can't wait to see Fighting with the Family. I can't wait to see it.
You don't have long to wait now.
It's out
tomorrow,
like
right?
Wednesday, yeah, something like
yes.
that. Yeah, I can't wait. So so it's based on a true story, right?
Yeah, it's based on a family called the Beavises from Norwich.
Yeah.
And there was like a documentary made about them 8 years ago by Film 4. They're just they're a family who wrestle, and you know, they wear their heart on their sleeve, and the documentary showed that they were passionate and they loved each other, but they were kind of bonkers, you know, and supportive and everything a good family should be. And The Rock, I call him The Rock. The Rock saw the documentary and decided that his production company would make a movie of Paige's story.
So how much of it is true? So the Paige went to wrestle.
Yeah,
genuinely did.
She said, I met her a few weeks ago, and she's amazing. I'm really happy her life happened the way it did, and that she won essentially. Because I was a bit, you know, the first time you meet someone, you have a conception of what they are, and
Right.
she was not like that at all. She was funny and smart and you know, humble, and she's really deserving of what's happened to her, I think. And she said about 95% of it is true.
Wow. Brilliant.
Which is great, and I'm going to meet her dad tonight,
Oh,
who I've
nice.
never met before,
Oh, nice.
and apparently he's happy. So it could have been really, really awkward when he got me into like a headlock on the
Yeah,
carpet.
yeah,
Because
that
his
could have
sons are there
been.
too, and they're nutters.
It's a family you don't
It's
want
a
to
family
upset.
of nutters.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, apart from the Mansons, I guess these are
Sure.
the ones you don't want to.
You really want, forget reviews of movies.
Yeah.
Who cares? Critics and whatnot, but you really want them to like it, don't you?
Yeah, yeah. I really want him, but he does. But I think he was disappointed because he wanted Ray Winston,
Oh, really?
which is fine because I think I'd want Ray to be me.
Well,
but he's happy.
Well, let's-
Roy's happy now.
when
Ricky's
they make
happy.
when they make the movie of your life,
Yeah.
we'll get Ray in.
All right.
All right, or I'll do it.
You want to do it?
Yeah, I could.
You
play.
can do early and.
Well, Ray could do later. Yeah, sure. We were talking this morning. I love all your work.
Oh, really?
I really do. I was trying to work out if there's anything that you've done that I've not really seen properly or I've not liked.
Right.
And there's.
You tell me, and I'll say worth it or not worth it.
Oh, okay. Well, Spaced.
Okay. Yeah. So I haven't seen it.
Right. I've not seen many.
Have you not seen it?
I've actually weirdly not.
All right.
But they're all that. So, Shaun of the Dead. I think you know my love of that movie.
Yeah.
I'm slightly obsessed with it. Did my own tour of
Yeah, you did.
locations because I was very excited.
Yeah.
Went to the shop, did everything, loved it. Hot Fuzz, love it,
Yeah.
love it. But I love Paul.
Oh, cool.
I love that movie.
Yeah, I think that's something that we're really proud that we made. You know, and we had the chance to do it, and because it's not, you know, it opened in the States. It had a big opening. I think it opened at number 2 in the States.
Right.
I was like, oh my god, I was talking to my girlfriend last night about it, and I was like, I'm pretty proud of that. You know.
But it's such a great with an incredible cast.
Yeah.
And is that true? Because I know I spoke to you about this before. The story, I think that you guys might have told me, but I want to know how true it is that you were filming. I can't remember the order. It was either Shaun of the Dead or Hot Fuzz.
Yeah.
And you were basically, it was raining and cold.
Yeah.
And you and Simon said, the next film we do, we got to be somewhere hot.
Let's be somewhere hot. Yeah, we were shooting Shaun of the Dead, and that scene where we throw records and stuff at
Great
the Hulk
scene.
and Mary, and I think we lost like 2 days just stood in. Do you know like an easy up? Do you know what an easy up is?
What's an
It's
easy
like a film thing where they bring like a big bag out and open it, and then there's like a tent.
Right,
Just
okay, all right.
call it an easy up, but we just stood under that, just soaked for 2 days, like not talking and being really mean and moody to one another. And like we said, let's just go somewhere hot and shoot a film. So then we were in New Mexico, and then it still rained a bit.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, it follows me around a bit.
We're British, it's just that pub.
It was kind of
cloud.
exciting though, because like they have a thing called a thunder meter, and if
wow.
it goes off,
That would be my wrestling name.
thunder meter.
Yeah, I think so.
But you have to stop shooting. You have to kind of get undercover, which was great. I'm a fan of big weather.
Right?
Anyone else a fan? Dial in. But yeah,
It takes
anything
with
that
big
any meter that goes off, which tells you have to now take cover, is
Yeah,
all right with me.
I love it. I love the premise of Paul. It's one of those. I like it. I like when people, you know, there's movies about aliens and stuff like that, and I like it when someone goes, well, let's take a ridiculous scenario, but then try and make it as real as possible.
Yeah.
I've always loved that.
That's all of our
premise.
things, really.
Yeah,
You know,
and I don't think people do that enough, but I do. I love it. It's like, okay, what would you do if people were coming back from the dead?
Yeah.
And, you know, let's be honest, I would be a bit rubbish.
Life still goes on, though. You know, it's that thing that it's the last thing that you think of. You just kind of put it. The human condition is you put it to your mind, and you think, oh, it'll be fine. Someone else will deal with it. You know.
Yeah. I have always.
They won't.
I've always said, come the day of the actual zombie apocalypse,
Sure.
I'll be hidden in a cupboard
Yeah.
in my house with a bag of biscuits and a flask,
it's-
and that's I ain't out there fighting
Yeah.
a fight. I'm sorry, I'd be petrified. I get scared watching Walk of the Dead on the sofa.
Yeah.
I can't. I don't like it.
Mine is a stadium. I put myself into a stadium.
Oh,
Play the long game. I turn the pitch into food. So I'd turn the pitch into 4 quarters.
sure.
So 1 quarter would be animals, the other bit arable,
wow.
fruit.
That's a great idea.
You're putting a lot of effort into your
live in a
survival.
bot. I'm a lonely man. I spend a lot of time thinking in the middle of the night, and this is where I live.
The movie is out this week. It's called Fighting With My Family. Everybody should go and see it. It was written and directed by Stephen Merchant. He's doing well for
He's
himself.
ever so good. Yeah, he's a big
Very
one.
well. Produced by Dwayne Johnson, your friend,
DJ, yeah.
The Rock.
He's not really my friend at all. But
He
I mean,
is. You swap numbers, right?
we didn't know. I never met him. People say, "Oh, was it like working with him?" I was like, I never met him. And then we met each other like at Sundance.
But he produced
couple
that.
of
He
years
was
ago.
in there every day going, okay, what
He
I
wasn't
need for you, Nick. He's called a producer, right?
He wasn't there at all, which is fine. It would have been weird. But like, I practiced like 3 or 4 different versions of meeting him, dependent on the vibe he gave off the second I saw him.
Sure.
And in the end, I went with number 2, which was, "Hey mate, how are you?" You know, just a bass.
What were the others?
One was like a bit bigger.
Right.
The other was a bit harder.
Yeah.
Was a scenario out of these options
That we wrestled
where, no.
and then ended up making love.
Yes.
Yeah, that was number 3. Just I don't know. I was a fan of his as a wrestler, and he's cool. He's a cool
he's
guy.
The Rock, isn't he?
He's the Rock.
He's hard not to like, I would imagine.
Yeah.
But so the scene in the I've not seen the film yet, but of all the trailers that I've seen, there's that lovely thing where you're on the phone to each other.
Yeah.
So that you weren't never met.
Just
that was
doing some actings.
Wow. So that was good acting. You're basically acting that you're in the UK on the phone to somebody in America.
Yeah.
And you were in
I
the
had
UK.
to learn his lines too and not say them, but just say them in my head and leave a gap for them.
Acting is crazy, isn't it?
It's not as easy as it looks.
No. Oh, well, I can imagine that. Can I ask you about some other stuff? Can I go back?
Yeah.
So I've heard the story of how you got started in the acting world, and then I've heard other little things. So the famous story is that you and Simon Pegg met when you were working in a restaurant.
Yeah.
What restaurant was that?
It was Chiquitos.
Boom.
In Staples Corner. There's one here too.
There is right in one in Leicester Square.
I have worked in that one too.
In the one in Leicester Square?
I worked there for like 2 weeks in 1997.
And have you ever had a premiere of one of your movies at the Odeon Cinema next to Chiquita?
Yeah.
Oh,
that's got to be
I think we
amazing.
nipped in and had a margarita before it happened.
love it.
Great.
But yeah, Chiquitos in Staples Corner, which isn't there anymore.
Do you eat for free now in Chiquita?
No.
What?
I haven't been back really. I went back once and it wasn't like it when I was there.
When
so
you were there. Since you left,
yeah.
you're saying it's gone downhill slightly.
I just, I think they lost the passion that day.
I used to like Chiquitos when I lived in Milton Keynes. That was always a highlight.
It's always
Yeah.
good at Chiquitos.
That was a good trip. So the story goes that you were working there.
Yeah.
Simon goes in for a Chiquitos, and then you two palled up, and the next thing is your flatmates.
Yeah.
Now I'm interested in going. No. I need to go back. How do you go from being serving somebody food
Yeah.
to then getting on really well and then becoming friends and then what was the bond?
Okay, well, he had a girlfriend called Charlotte who worked there.
Right.
So I met Charlotte and I became friends with Charlotte.
Right.
And then obviously she went home and was saying to Simon, there's a guy at work who's cool and funny. And so then we met, him and me met. And then she just went by the wayside and we let Charlotte go.
Yeah, because the bromance was big.
Yeah, we bonded over like a show called Northern Exposure,
Right.
and Star Wars and Reeves and Mortimer,
Yeah.
and the day to day, and like I remember me and Charlotte rushing home from work on like a Thursday night, and Simon would be there and he'd set the front room up and we'd all snuggle in and watch like Northern Exposure that he'd taped an hour earlier, and we just bonded over that really, and television, and we were kind of exactly the same person.
So what was then your first? Had you done any acting at that point?
None at all.
Was it even in your head to do it?
No, it was actually if someone had said to me, you need to be this now, it would have been it's a nightmare for me because of just nerves and I didn't want to do it. I didn't want people looking and I hated rehearsals for Spaced. I thought I wanted to run away.
Are you serious? You get nervous? I'm really surprised.
Yeah, I mean, but I'm a human, right?
No, I know, but
I get better at dealing with it, I think, now. But then I wasn't, I didn't want to. I wanted to write novels.
Right.
I wanted to do that and some lonely job where I liked Russian literature when I was like 17.
Well, who didn't?
But I was so like up myself, just wanting to be moody and depressed and living in a little flat in St. Petersburg with like a blanket over me writing about lost love, That was who I
every
was.
17-year-old's dream.
Yeah, exactly.
Relate to that.
Just running away and,
So
drinking Slivovitz.
So the first, so was Spaced the first
Yeah, I
acting
did.
gig?
Graham Linehan and Simon and a few others got me in to do like a sketch on Big Train.
Really?
Playing like a burly, like a workman who sees like this puppet bird walk by, and I fancy it and go, whoa. But just to get a feel of what it was like on a set.
Big Train was such a good show.
It was
wasn't
fantastic,
I
yeah.
loved
I
Big
loved
Train.
it.
Very underrated.
Yeah, it
Too
was.
forgotten about, I think.
Very
Big Train.
good show.
But it went from that, and then I did Spaced, and but even then, I didn't think it would happen. Then it happened, and then within 5 or 6 weeks of it ending, I'd spent all the money they paid me because I just imagined that it would just be film from that point on, not realizing that it takes a year to edit a show. But so then I had to go back to another restaurant.
Oh, really?
Even when it was on, even when it was airing, which was,
So as Spaced is going out, the first season...
Yeah, I'm
you're-
working in Old Orleans now, a taste of the Deep South.
You look at you.
Is that
in
ribs and
the
all that sort of
O2
stuff?
Finchley. Yeah.
Taste
like,
of the Deep South.
yeah, I know. I don't know why restaurants like that have to have like a tagline, right?
I never get it. I never
But
get
yeah,
it.
just like doing, and then people ordering their dessert and saying, "Hey, are you Mike from Spaced?" Yeah.
Yeah. I'm researching
Here's your
a role.
swamp and turf.
I'm researching a role. That's
Yes,
the line.
exactly.
I have a friend of mine who's. I have a few friends who are actors and are in LA, and that never-ending cycle of auditions and not getting jobs and
Yeah.
everything. And occasionally you get a job, and then it's back to auditioning again, and it's tough. And I said to one of my friends, "Why don't you just Uber drive? Get some money
Yeah.
going." And he went, "What if I get recognised?" And I went, "You turn around and you go, I'm actually researching."
Yeah.
Or a role where I play a driver for a movie, but you're not allowed to tell anyone.
Or he gets recognised because he played an Uber driver in
Yeah.
the film.
Are you? No, I'm not. You know me from the film Uber 2.
Yes,
This time there's no tip.
Ubernator.
That's let's write it.
Right?
Let's write it. So, and the other story was that is it true that Simon Pegg said and Jessica said this guy is perfect for the role? He's a great actor, and bigged you up as he's done loads.
Yeah.
He's done loads of acting, and you'd done nothing.
No, I'd done nothing. There's a guy. There is still a guy called Kevin Ligo who was he commissioned Spaced at that point, and Simon and Jess had a meeting with him, and there was another actor called Nick Frost, and so there's a book called Spotlight which has every actor in the world in. Like there's Spotlight Men, Spotlight Women,
Yeah.
and he had all the spotlights. So they showed him Nick Frost's spotlight, and he was like, "Oh yes, yeah, okay, fine, you can do it." Wow. And then they just got me in. And that was-
Have you ever met that Nick Frost?
yeah, like 10 years ago, there was a weird thing where we kept following each other around. Like I went to have, like my back was playing up, so I went to have a thing, and halfway through he went, I had the other one in last week.
Wow,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah, but I think he stopped.
He's on our show tomorrow.
Is he?
Yeah.
Hey, he's lovely.
He's following you around.
He's a bit funnier than me.
What was the Dixon sales video?
Didn't do it.
Not true.
Not true.
Not true at all.
No.
All right, let's clear that up, because there was a
It's the
story.
best thing I never did.
Yeah.
What's the rumor on that? Sorry.
That Nick was in a Dixon's
Right.
sales video for the staff.
Okay, like an
and
internal sort of
but,
thing.
but,
Okay.
But the info on this fake story is actually very detailed. It even says the name of the person you played in it.
Yeah, what does it say? Like Mr.
Let me try and find. Here we go.
What a weird thing to.
He appeared in corporate training video clips, plural,
Yeah.
such as Chris Carter and the Cover Plan Challenge, a Dixon sales video.
I mean, I can hear what you're saying. I wonder if it's just because I've read those clips that I know that name, but I mean, I don't remember doing it.
Well,
You'd remember.
you?
That.
it doesn't. Nick, I don't want to make you paranoid. Just because it's on the internet, it doesn't mean it's true.
You want to do a poo?
I was very excited about my IMDb entry that
yeah.
put me in War of the Worlds.
Oh,
well done.
Yeah.
Well, that's brilliant.
I'm very
That's huge
pleased.
news.
I've watched that film several times and I'm yet to see myself in
Yeah.
it, but apparently I was in it once.
Playing Chris Carter.
I could have been. Okay, so I also found out when I was reading up about you that you were in an Acorn Antiques
Yeah, I was.
and you killed Mrs. Overall.
I did.
I
yeah.
never knew this.
It was the thing called like the history of the sketch, and yeah, I played like a robber, and I ended up I shoot her with a revolver, and she did. I remember watching her dying. It was the most amazing death because she had her tray with all her bowls on and stuff, and she got shot. Oh, and she put the tray down and
brilliant.
then she died. Or she was dying a bit and then I was like, that's incredible.
wow.
That was the
She was
Victoria Wood, Julie Walters.
Yeah.
I mean, that's...
Yeah.
I'd done it as we didn't rehearse, but I'd been rehearsing at home and stuff, and I did it as in my own voice. And then just before we did it, she went, "Oh, it would be great if you could be a Brummie." I was like, "Oh my god, all right." But then I had to do it I'd never done a Brummie accent before. I won't do it since, but it was it was quite nice to.
But who
have,
asked you, Victoria Wood?
Yeah.
Oh, you can't say
No, I wouldn't
can
ever
you?
say no. You just, But it was like looking back now, it was kind of fun to think, okay, do it.
Yeah.
That's kind of a nice pressure.
Shaun of the Dead, Classic. Are you a multi-billionaire now from the fact that ITV2 show it about every 48 hours?
Yeah, it would be good if I got something off the back of that, but no, it's not how it goes.
Why is it always on ITV2?
A gap in programming.
It's on all the time.
I know.
I've never known a movie to be on more.
I think they devalue it slightly. But I mean, I'm happy that people still enjoy it because how old is it? 14, 15 years old? I mean, I'm kind of happy that it has legs and stuff.
Oh, it's a perfect film.
Oh, thanks.
It's perfect. And then Hot Fuzz, which is brilliant, and you're great in it. And the collaboration between you and Simon, Simon being let's go get them, and you sitting there going in a minute.
Lovely, Danny. Lovely.
It plays so well. And again, do you ever kind of keep in touch with any of the people from that? There was a woman in Hot Fuzz.
Yeah.
Played one of the police officers.
Oh, she just won a thing, right?
Yeah, what's her name?
I haven't.
Olivia
something.
Coleman.
Coleman.
I think, I don't know, you see him on set and that, and then it's just a job. So
She
no,
didn't thank you
Did she not?
at the Oscars, no.
No.
I'm very surprised. Because that was literally her big break.
Yeah. I think I've worked with her the most apart from Simon.
Oh, really?
We've done like 4 things together. Yeah.
What else?
We did a thing called Mr. Sloan. She played my wife.
Of course you did.
We did. That was good because there was like a thing at the end where I get trapped in like a pig's costume and then couldn't get out. And then she plays my wife who leaves me in the first episode, but then comes back in the last episode to say, I forgive you. And then there's like a big 12-page scene where I say, well, I don't want you now. And he's completely empowered. And she leaves and then he looks down and he's like, oh, God. He's like...
So now I'm getting a vibe now of stuff that you've done and people that you've not met, a la The Rock. So you did, and this is going back a few years.
I've never met Chris Carter from the Dixon Cell Challenge.
Really?
No,
well,
never.
we've got a little surprise for you. Did you meet Steven Spielberg when you did Tintin?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Uncle Steve is the name.
Uncle.
Yeah, he was there all day, very hands-on, and just as enthusiastic, I imagine, then as he was when he was a younger man. He wasn't just sat and he didn't sit from his trailer and dial it in. He was hands-on. It was fantastic. He likes talking. He likes telling stories. So
really?
For someone who's a massive Spielberg fan, he just sits and if you cue him in about Close Encounters, then he'll just go off about Close Encounters.
Oh, amazing!
Fantastic,
amazing. Is that something when you work with Steven Spielberg, you're like, I'm working with Steven Spielberg. Oh my God, Steven Spielberg.
It was terrible, but just coming on with that anxiety from doing Spaced and now I'm on a set with Steven Spielberg.
Yeah.
Not wanting to be here, just being terrified that I think you're terrified you'll caught out or you'll muck up or
Are you still waiting for a tap on the shoulder saying, okay mate, you blagged your way in here, it's time to go, we've caught you?
I don't know.
No, don't be. No,
I don't think I do now, but back then, because it's like Kathy Kennedy, who's an incredibly powerful producer, and Peter Jackson's on a big monitor in New Zealand co-directing. And have we got time? Can I tell a story?
Yeah.
So
sure,
we were rehearsing Tintin, me and Simon, and because it's a massive film, Stephen and Peter weren't in the rehearsals. We were kind of left to do our own thing with 2 guys from Cirque du Soleil who choreographed this amazing kind of physical movement thing as the brothers we played, or not brothers. And so someone came in and said, okay, so Peter's going to turn up now, Peter Jackson, in about 5 minutes, and you're going to show him what you've done, and he's going to talk to you. And we were like, oh my God, Peter's coming. And so someone else popped their head in, okay, 3 minutes. It's like the Pope's coming, or Paul McCartney. Okay, a minute. So we're all nervous. We just get gearing up. And then these big double doors open in the rehearsal space, and there's a documentary crew back in, and there's like assistants and stuff, and me and Simon are like, oh, it's Peter's here. And then it clears, and there's like an AD holding a monitor with Peter Jackson's face on. And he's in New Zealand, and they're doing it like live video chat. And so he said, oh, hi guys, so just show me what you've done. But he keeps looking to the right, where the guy's holding him. Will you just put me down, please? And like they bring a chair and they put Peter on the chair. and we do it, and he gives us notes, and he says, "Okay, can you take me back to the studio?" And then he picks him up and goes, and just leaves. And it was like, "Oh my god, this is amazing!"
That's how you should turn up for set one day.
Just always.
Sorry, guys, I've got trouble at home. You don't need to be bogged down with it, but I am here. I can do the lines.
I have a terrible flesh-eating disease, so I'm just going to do it from here, from now on.
Exactly. Okay. Chris, The Boat That Rocked is one of my all-time favourite films, says Ant.
Thanks, Ant.
It's another great film. Another good film. Dear Nick, will we see a second Cornetto trilogy?
What's a second trilogy? A sextology? Six?
Oh, I like the name, though.
I don't know. No, I mean, I think we're going to do other things, but it won't be a 3.
And Dave says, Nick, do you want anything from the shop?
We probably need some milk, if I'm honest.
There you go.
I had a big bowl of cereal and left it.
And Stuart Eccles says, when you were at the old place, so that means Radio 1, Nick said he was writing a film about a wrestler.
Yeah, it's still there. It's I don't know now if it's done or if it's apt, but it's a thing called about a wrestler called Cockney Lump, who's a Cockney. That was his alter ego. He's a horrible man, but a great wrestler, and decides he's going to make a comeback because he's skint. So it's there. There's a script. So I'm trying. But I think the older I'm getting now, the creakier my knees feel and my back, and
yeah, but still,
which will probably work for the character.
Well, ring up your mate The Rock, and he'd probably make it.
I'll see if Dwayne wants it.
See if Dwayne wants it.
I'll offer DJ.
I'll
offer him it first. Yeah.
Fighting With My Family is out this week. I think it's due out on Wednesday. So everybody go and see it. It looks really, really funny. I could talk to you all day long.
Thanks.
But we are late for the news, and you have things to do.
All right.
Lovely to see you.
Thanks for having me.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Nick Frost.
The Chris Moyles Show.
With the KFC Veggie Rice Box. A delicious corn on the cob with Tex-Mex rice and salad.
When you're out on the road, you need to know you can trust your brakes to keep you safe. If something doesn't feel right, it's best to get it checked. At QuickFit, we'll do a free check to make sure your brakes are working properly. And if not, we'll get them sorted. Just book online or visit your local QuickFit today and drive away happy.